Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep today
Diving deep.
into a concept that I think a lot of us think about a lot,
Yeah.
and that's safe investments with high returns.
Ooh, yeah, the Holy Grail.
Right.
I mean,
The Holy Grail.
who doesn't want that?
Exactly.
But as with most things in life, if it sounds too good to be true,
Yeah,
it probably is.
probably is, yeah.
And that's why we're doing this deep dive today. We're going to
Right.
look at a couple of sources and see if we can unpack this idea of safe investments with high returns.
Exactly. And you know, it's so interesting because we were just prepping for this and we came across an article from the Financial Times.
Yeah.
And it uses that phrase, safe investments with high returns.
Verbatim.
Verbatim, yeah.
Yeah.
When discussing certain real estate investments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how that phrase just keeps popping up everywhere.
Right.
And I think it speaks to something that we all kind of crave.
This idea that we can have
Totally.
both security and growth
Security and growth.
when it comes to our money.
We're for sure.
We also looked at some research from a university,
Right.
and they basically said, historically, the assets that are considered safe,
Right.
like bonds,
Mm-hmm.
haven't delivered those.
High returns that we're
Those high returns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of a bummer.
Well, it makes sense though, right? It's
Yeah.
like the fundamental relationship between risk and return.
Totally.
Usually the lower the risk, the lower the potential return,
Right.
and vice versa.
So it's like a seesaw.
Yeah, like a seesaw, exactly.
Okay.
One goes up, the other goes down.
Okay, so then what does that mean for us?
Right.
Are we basically stuck
Mm.
with either playing it super safe
Right.
with low returns or taking huge risks,
Yeah.
just hoping to hit the jackpot?
Yeah, so that's where it gets a little more nuanced, right?
Okay.
So the Financial Times article we were talking about, they mentioned emerging markets
Okay.
as a potential area for higher returns.
Okay.
But they were quick to point out
Yeah.
that there are increased risks involved
Hey.
with emerging markets.
But yeah, I mean, emerging markets, that sounds a little
Right?
adventurous for me. I'm
Yeah.
kind of a conservative investor.
Totally. And that's perfectly fine. Everyone has different risk tolerances.
Right.
And that's such a key thing to understand about yourself as an investor.
Okay.
So, think about it. Are you comfortable with like the ups and downs
Yeah.
of the stock market, or would you rather have the relative stability of
Right.
bonds?
See, that's where I get lost.
Yeah.
Like stocks, bonds,
Right.
just like a whole new language.
It can be, but it's worth taking the time to learn like even the basics,
Sure.
right? Like for example, stocks,
Yeah.
they represent ownership in a company,
Okay.
whereas bonds are more like you're loaning money to a company or to the government.
All right. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
helpful.
Right.
So like, even if I understand the different types of investments,
Okay.
how do I know which ones are right for me?
Well, that's where things like
Okay.
diversification and time horizon come in.
Okay.
Diversification basically means
Okay.
you're spreading your investments across different asset classes
Right.
to reduce risk.
Makes sense.
And then your time horizon,
Okay.
which is basically how long are you planning to invest for?
Right.
That plays a huge role as well.
So like if I'm investing for retirement
Uh-huh.
and that's, decades away,
Right.
maybe I can take on a little more risk.
Exactly, because a longer time horizon allows you to ride out
Okay.
those market fluctuations
Yeah.
and potentially benefit from that long-term growth.
This is starting to make more sense.
Yeah,
But I'm also kind of getting the feeling that
Yeah.
there's no easy answer here.
there isn't.
There's no magic formula for finding that safe investment with high returns.
It's more about, understanding your own financial goals, your own risk tolerance, and doing your research.
Right.
And not, just chasing the latest hot stock tip or
Right.
whatever.
Falling for those promises that seem too good to be true.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of a
Yeah,
good takeaway.
for sure.
There's really no shortcuts
Nope.
when it comes to investing.
Mm-hmm.
It's about really understanding,
Yeah.
those trade-offs,
Mm-hmm.
being informed,
Yeah,
making decisions that are right for you
totally.
based on your circumstances.
Absolutely. And as you continue to, learn about investing and explore that world,
Yeah.
think about what are the other factors that are important to you beyond just returns.
Mm.
Like, would you consider investing in companies that align with your values,
Right.
even if it means maybe a slightly lower return?
Interesting.
Yeah, just something to ponder
Yeah.
as you kind of go on your own investment journey.
That's a great point to end on.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Of course. We'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep today, and